Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. How is everyone doing here? I hope everyone is having a good day today so far. Because in today's video, we're gonna be reacting to another random history matters video here. And today we're gonna be reacting to a video called "Why Was the USA the First to Deal with the Barbary Pirates?" here. Now, if you guys have not seen like my other videos yet here I've done like basically two other videos where I reacted to the history matters. They are being like the one was about the why didn't Austria-Hungary did not have any overseas colonies, and the other was about why didn't the Mongols didn't conquer Japan. If you guys have not seen those videos yet, be sure to check them out on my channel, or I can just simply send a link down in the description down below here. So yeah, we're gonna be reacting to this video here, and it's gave us a little description here. The Barbary Pirates harassed shipping across the Mediterranean for centuries, and in spite of this, it wasn't a European power who struck the first blow against them. It was the Americans in the early 19th century who started their downfall after fighting the two wars against them. To find out why it was the Americans that did this instead of the French, Spanish, or the British, watch this short and simple animated history documentary. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video today. And yeah, but before we get into this video here, if you guys have not yet, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're new, don't forget to comment, and turn on the bell notifications, that way you get notified by every video that I'll be posting in the channel. And yeah, so anyways, let's get started here. Alright, here we go.
The Barbary Pirates were raiders which plagued the Mediterranean for 3 centuries. They attacked ships, stole cargo, and sold the crews into bondage. In spite of the obvious cost to the European naval powers, none of them did much about them. And it wasn't until the early 19th century that the Barbary Pirates were dealt with the United States, which was only about 30 years old at this point, leading the charge. Which raises the question, why? Why was the United States first to deal with the Barbary Pirates and not, say, France or Spain? So, as of the late 18th century, the Barbary Pirates operated from these North African states, the most notorious being Algiers. Over the previous centuries, the European naval powers had learned that fighting the pirates was a lot of effort, and so they came up with a genius strategy: pay them off. This wasn't cheap, but it was cheaper than war. And for nations like Britain, the bribing of the pirates formed a cornerstone of their naval strategy in the region. Britain was quick to pay the pirates a much larger sum of money, which meant that the other states had to pay more. Whilst places like Spain and France could afford to take the hit, smaller states like Genoa or Sicily struggled, and thus they would be forced to rely on British shipping instead. So when the United States opted out of taxation without representation in 1776, the protection that Britain had paid for was no longer valid for American shipping. Thus, the next 25 years saw numerous US vessels attacked, and the cost of paying off the pirates was extortionate for the new nation. And thus, something needed to be done, and so it was time to send in the Navy. In 1801, along with the Swedish, the United States made war against the Barbary states. They weren't the first to do so. The Spanish had spent substantial sums of money in the 1780s trying to destroy them, but to no avail. The American strategy was mostly blockades and bombardments of ports, which didn't lead to much until the US opted to work with the former deposed ruler of Tripoli. Together, they marched into Tripolitania and forced its current ruler to make peace or face potential civil war. The terms of this peace weren't exactly great for the US, which agreed to pay Tripoli lots of cash in return for the release of American prisoners and for safe passage of American shipping. This safe passage didn't last too long, and when the War of 1812 kicked off, the British pushed the Barbary states to step up attacks on American shipping. After the war was over, the US government opted to deal with the piracy issue for good. Having learned from the last war, the US sent even more ships with more guns to get the message across. They hunted down the pirates from Algiers before demanding that its rulers stop any and all raiding of American shipping, or Algiers would be destroyed. Its rulers agreed, and the Americans returned home. These Barbary states still existed, of course, but given that a smaller power like the US had just defeated them, this led to the remaining naval powers realising that they too didn't have to put up with it. And given that they were no longer fighting each other, they decided that the Barbary states had to go. The British were the first to strike, bombarding Algiers several times as punishment for piracy. However, it wasn't until the 1830s, when France annexed Algiers and took control of its port, that Barbary raiding came to a complete halt. I hope you enjoyed.
Alright, Okay, so that was it here. Alright, so that was the video here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it here. So I think yeah, like what the video said here, overall here, in case why you might be reasoning like in other like words here, like the reason why like the US had to fierce deal with the Barbary Pirates instead of other countries like France, Great Britain or Spain, it's mainly because, you know, because of like basically the of the pirates that are basically attacked like basically of American like ships here, and then like the US government had like basically had to do something about to deal with the pirates, and also that they were running out of for their budget and it was getting less expensive, so they knew that they had to like basically do something, and then they decided to send in the Navy here, which they were then allied with Sweden, and together they took down all of the pirates here, which they were landed into the lands of Algiers here. Until like then, like when that the Spain all had to, by the 1780s, had to like pay some sums of money to still continue to deal with the pirates. And it's also that, you know, after like, you know, the War of 1812 between the US and Great Britain, that the Americans had demanded that the Barbary Pirates may need to like basically pay up the sums of money for over the conflict, and then till once the Americans had went advanced through the into that North Africa, they demanded the pirates to like basically pay tribute or like basically face the consequences here, in which then like the pirates then had to agree, and then they simply surrendered, and this would later decrease the pirates of both their power and their economic and like, you know, their maneuver manpower, and plus also France in the 1830s had conquered the northern parts of Algiers here, and it was this basically a little bit of long term before the European colonization of Africa here, and it's in this point right here that the video mentions that piracy and pirates had became to a complete halt here. So yeah, and yeah, so that's basically about it here, the video here. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts about the video here? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video here, and if you guys did, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Don't forget to comment and turn on the bell notifications. That way you get notified by every video that I'll be posting in the channel. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video. So Mr. Aaron's out. Peace.